Once upon a time, people believed that the Earth was the center of the universe. According to ancient astronomers, the stars, planets, and the sun revolved around the Earth, and this belief was called the geocentric model. However, as time passed, some began to question whether this belief was true, which sparked new ideas that eventually led Johannes Kepler to discover laws explaining how planets actually move in the universe. These are known as Kepler's laws of planetary motion. But before we dived in, have you ever wondered who Johannes Kepler was and why his laws are important? Johannes Kepler was born on December 27, 1571, in Germany. He was an astronomer and mathematician. Despite having a difficult life, he made important discoveries about the universe. He worked as an assistant to Tycho Brahe, a famous astronomer of the time. And from Brahe's observations, Kepler formulated his three laws, which provided a new perspective on our solar system. Now, why is it important for us to understand Kepler's laws? Because these laws give us a deeper understanding of how planets move and how the distance from the sun affects their speed and orbital periods. Kepler's laws laid the foundation for other crucial discoveries in the universe, including the concept of gravity, which Isaac Newton later introduced. Now, let us explore Kepler's three laws of planetary motion. The first law, the law of ellipses, was published in Astronomia Nova in 1609. It states that the orbits of planets are not circular but elliptical. An ellipse is a shape that resembles an elongated circle with two focus points rather than a perfect circle as people once thought. For example, if we look at the Earth's orbit, it is not a perfect circle, but an ellipse. The Sun is located at one of the focus points of this ellipse, not at the center. At perihelion, the closest point of Earth to the Sun, the distance from Earth to the Sun is about 147 million kilometers. On the other hand, at aphelion, the farthest point of Earth from the Sun, the distance is about 152 million kilometers. Because of this, the distance between Earth and the Sun changes throughout the year, which is why the temperature we experience fluctuates. The second law, the law of equal areas that is also presented in Astronomia Nova, states that as a planet moves along its orbit, it moves faster when it is closer to the Sun and slower when it is farther away. Kepler explained that the speed of a planet's movement is proportional to the area it sweeps as it orbits. For example, think about Earth as it orbits the Sun. When we are near the Sun, Earth moves faster. On the other hand, when we are farther from the Sun, our movement slows down. This means that as Earth reaches part of its orbit closer to the Sun, the area covered by the line of movement, called the radius vector, is larger, and it completes this area faster. When farther from the Sun, the area covered by the radius vector is smaller, and the movement slows down. The third and last law, the harmonic law, was published in Harmonices Mundi in 1619. It states that the square of a planet's orbital period, the time it takes for a planet to complete one orbit, is proportional to the cube of its distance from the Sun. In other words, the farther a planet is from the Sun, the longer it takes to complete an orbit. For example, if we compare Earth and Jupiter, we find that Earth has an orbital period of 365 days, or 1 year, and its distance from the Sun is about 150 million kilometers. Meanwhile, Jupiter, which has a more distant orbit from the Sun, about 778 million kilometers, has an orbital period of 11.86 years. Following Kepler's third law, we observe that as the distance from the Sun increases, the time it takes for a planet to complete one orbit also increases. In simple terms, Jupiter's orbital period is nearly 12 times longer than Earth's, and its distance from the Sun is almost 5 times greater. And that concludes my explanation of Kepler's laws of planetary motion. To everyone watching, remember that the most important thing is to stay curious about the things around us, from the smallest to the largest details. Like Kepler, who never stops searching for answers, don't be afraid to ask questions, explore, and look for new ideas. Who knows, maybe you or I will discover something that could change not just the world, but the entire universe. Science is not always easy to understand, but it is a vital part of our lives that helps us comprehend the world and the universe around us. So if you want to learn more about science, keep asking questions and keep exploring. Until next time, thank you for watching.